All eyes on Virginia, where the polls are open in the high-stakes race for governor. Both parties looking at this as a bellwether for the future. Republican Ed Gillespie facing off against Democrat Ralph Northam. The president tweeting from across the world this: Ralph Northam will allow crime to be rampant in Virginia. He's weak on crime, weak on our great vets, anti-Second Amendment, and has been horrible on Virginia economy. Vote Ed Gillespie today. Joining us right now on his very busy day, he just voted. GOP gubernatorial candidate Ed Gillespie. Ed, first off, the president's tweet, does it help?
Well, I appreciate the president's support very much, Brian. And if you're going to be governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, you better be able to work with the president of the United States and the vice president and the cabinet. 20 cents of every dollar in our economy here in Virginia is a direct federal dollar. And I'll be able to work with the president to make sure that Norfolk remains the largest naval base in the world. We're building more ships and submarines in Newport News. We're dredging the channel in the port of Virginia and getting more of our transportation dollars to spend in Virginia as we see fit. And so being able to work with the president's always been important for a governor. My opponent has spent the entire campaign attacking the president in the most vicious personal terms. And that's not going to help us if he wins. But fortunately, that's not going to be the case. I can tell you from the momentum and the intensity and the enthusiasm I have seen over the course of the past 2 weeks in particular, Brian, I honestly believe we're going to win this race today.
Last time it was so close when you ran for Senate, they needed extra weeks to recount and recount and recount again. What did you learn in that close that left you short that's going to help you come out on top today?
One thing I learned is don't get outspent 3-1. And we were able to avoid that in this election and get our message out. And so Virginians going to the polls today, they know that I'm the candidate who has a plan to get our economy growing again. Our economic growth rate here in Virginia is 0.6%. We're 39th out of 50 states in economic growth. Virginia should be #1 in economic growth of all the states. I truly believe that. And I've got a plan to get us there, to increase our job creation by 25%, to make our communities safer, to improve our schools and our transportation system, make sure that we can get home in time to have dinner with our family. And so I've got plans for all these things, 21 specific policy proposals I put forward. And the voters are seeing that, and they know that this election is not just about the next 4 years, it's about the next 30 years. This is a very consequential election. Truly the most important governor's election in my lifetime. I believe that.
So with Ralph Northam, he feels he can build on Terry McAuliffe's momentum. Did Governor McAuliffe provide momentum for Northam?
I don't believe he did. For 5 of the past 6 years, our economic growth rate has been less than 1%. And we've now got more people moving out of Virginia than into Virginia. That had never happened before. But for the past 3 years in a row, more people have moved out than in. And last year, 51% of them took a 4-year college degree with them. That is not momentum. That's not something we want to build on. That's something we want to change. And we need to create jobs here. And my 10% across the board cut in our individual income tax rates would create more than 53,000 new additional full-time, good-paying private sector jobs. That's a 25% increase. We need those jobs. We need those opportunities. We need our young adults graduating from our high schools and colleges and universities to be able to have a career here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and my plans will do that.
Governor, everything's within the margin of error right now. We know when it comes to the polls, they really need that margin of error because they're wrong a lot. Ed Gillespie, thanks so much.
That's true here especially, Brian.
Yep, over in Virginia.